Hello, and welcome to this episode of Frankie's Cultural Observations. Today, we're going to be analysing people who struggle at self-checkout. The self-checkout aisle is favoured by people who get social anxiety, so to alleviate the tension they experience, I've taken it upon myself to engage them in exposure therapy while standing right beside them, talking to camera, while they fumble around looking for a barcode on their carrots. In the self-checkout aisle, it's important to map out where convenience ends and frustration begins. When does the self-service checkout truly stop serving the self? Many shoppers are adamant on using the self-checkout, even though it doesn't match their personality profile. People who struggle at self-checkout never learned how to build Lego as kids, so as adults, they don't really know what to do with their hands, which is why they keep getting mixed up and forget which side of the machine to put their groceries on, even though they've been using self-checkout every day for about 12 years. For introverts, the self-checkout aisle can be like playing a game of Russian roulette. They have to give a flawless performance. Is that your hand? They have to give a flawless performance or run the risk of the algorithmic female voice bursting through the intercom to let them know to please wait, help is on the way, at which point a member of staff will start walking up to them to interact, which is exactly the social confrontation that they were meant to avoid in the first place. As soon as they slip up, the machine humiliates them for their clumsiness, meaning they never get a chance to learn from their own mistakes. The algorithm offers no second chances because forgiveness hasn't been calculated into the logic of the system. While this documentary offers a comprehensive read on people who struggle at self-checkout, there remains an
unexpected item in bagging area.
It's called alienation. People who struggle at self-checkout have a strong desire of self-reliance and a social phobia of making small talk with the friendly cashier. They begin to see their shopping experience as a zero-sum game, a hurdle to be overcome rather than a process to be enjoyed. Everything in life becomes stratified, readily available, and free from the sweaty, sticky hands of community. However, despite its apparent individualism, the self-checkout aisle is actually a team sport. When the incompetent shopper gets to the front of the queue, all of a sudden they can no longer be perceived as a single unit of measurement, but rather as a droplet in an ocean full of other shy shoppers that are waiting in line behind them, watching on in silent judgment, cursing them for ever deciding to shop in Tesco.